looking into couples who live apart together. That's people who are in a relationship but they live separately from their partner. And we've been funded to do this work by the Economic and Social Research Council, and we're working across 3 institutions: Birkbeck, University of London, University of Bradford and NatCen Social Research. And we're just reaching the end of a 3-year project looking into this phenomenon. Well, the surprising thing is that when we looked at how many people were living apart from their partner, we found it was actually about 1 in 10 adults in Britain. And when you look at people who are classed as single in administrative statistics, that's people who aren't married or cohabiting, it actually reaches over 1/5 of that group who are living apart from their partner. The main thing we found is that people who live apart together are found right across the spectrum of people living in Britain. So, for example, there's equal proportions of men and women. They live across Britain in all the different regions. Also across social class. There had been a view before we did this project that people who live apart together were predominantly middle class professionals. Perhaps they were living apart together because they had a commuter relationship. One of them was off doing a job elsewhere. And actually they're found right across the social class spectrum, with 40% in routine or manual occupations or having never worked. So it doesn't really line up with that image we might have had before of a middle class group. The one way in which people who live apart together are distinct, though, is in their age profile. So people who live apart together are predominantly young. The majority are actually aged under 35, with more than 40% aged under 25. And I think that might lead some people to think that this is a very particular life stage relationship that you enter into when you're young and perhaps is before you've thought of living together. But we've also found that there are people who live apart together at the other end of the spectrum. So, for example, there's people in the over 55 age group who've been in their relationship for 6 years or more, and who've perhaps cohabited with their partner in the past as well. So you get a picture of really a great variety of experiences of living apart together.